Oh no. What is this? Oh, something's happened.
Something is straight into the Titan cannon. Look at that thing!
Fuck me.
It's just ridiculous.
Go, go, go!
And do you think he'll fire it with his men in the trench, Doctor? Of course he will.
Everything I know about Imperial Guardsmen says absolutely.
There's a particular regiment of Imperial Guardsmen called the Death Corps of Krieg.
Jesus.
And their whole combat ethos is that their officers are taught to think of their men as pieces of expendable ammunition. So like each soldier,
Jesus.
like the regiment functions like a giant revolver, and each soldier is like a round to be fired from the revolver.
Yeah, fuck. I think we should probably move for the artillery batteries first.
Yeah, we're rapidly approaching the end of this mission. Once we are able to take control of the Titan cannon, there's one final base assault. Our Terminators are paralyzed though, for some reason. Just because they keep trying to attack.
Yeah, that's it. Let's just teleport them the fuck out of there.
Can we go and check at what strayed into the Titan pit? Because that doesn't exist anymore, even on a molecular level.
Based on the fact that I now have some remaining vehicle cap, I'm going to say it was either a Dreadnought or a Predator.
Let's hope it wasn't a Predator, because those are harder to replace.
It absolutely was a Predator.
Oh, god damn it.
But we can just make another Predator here, at least. Now, this is the joy of the forward base.
Oh.
Oh, no, it wasn't a Predator. It must have been a Dreadnought. Because
oh, no, wait. But we only
Predators...
We're limited to 2 Predators, so if we can build another Predator, it must mean that we
can't. Yeah, we must have...
Yeah.
Oh, I think I had a Dreadnought queued up.
If we destroy,
and it's now made a Dreadnought.
If we just delete
How do
him...
I destroy? There we go.
There we go.
Bye-bye.
Now we can build a Predator.
Join the Emperor. Oh!
Yeah, that'll keep...
That was bad.
Pull our guys back, because...
Oh, we lost a... There's the Predator on fire, on its ass. Yep. Oh, God. Ooh. Right, who isn't on stand ground?
That's actually quite sophisticated. You notice that it only incinerated the Marines who were actually in the trench?
Yeah, it's not just... It works on... It's one of the things I really like about this, that everything's done on, like, the... Even though things come in squads, it works on the individual level. That's really cool to me.
That's a nice replication from...
You don't see that in much stuff, really.
That's a nice replication from actual 40k, so lots of war games, like, the squad will have health, or like when the squad takes so much damage, the squad dies, but like you can snipe out individual Marines in tabletop 40k.
Yeah, and this game I think gets that really nicely. Right, we've got a Predator here. Let's
upgrade.
Las can it up. Yep.
Don't put him on yellow stance though, because otherwise he'll pursue things into the trench.
Oh, I need to remember to set these new units onto those.
And we can build another Predator, I think.
Yeah, I think we can. You're right. And just oh shit! No balls.
I think
it's worth gonna have a rough time.
Is it worth leaving like a squad of Marines back there?
Possibly, yes.
Except
I can't get a squad of Marines back there is the issue. I'd have to walk them back manually.
Walk back one of the Dreadnoughts, just leave it a Dreadnought there and he should be able to guard it.
Actually, in fact, I can deep strike a Dreadnought. Oh no, I can't, because... Right, this is terrible, but it's actually easy to just destroy a Dreadnought and rebuild him back at this end.
Oh, that's a hero of the chapter! He could be thousands of years old!
Well, there we go. Alright, let's...
Oh, that's the Terminators who go in there, you realise.
Yep. Oh, I know. Yep, they're going to beat the shit out of these guys.
Oh, 3 guardsmen. Jesus, this is just overkill. Unbelievable overkill. Smashy, smashy. Look at those hammers. Stop! It's hammer time!
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe I've not cracked that joke yet.
Think you have. Surely, you must have. Right, they keep saying they're going to send these Vindicars after us, but it's still yet to quite happen.
Oh, they do. So you'll notice our Librarian is dead.
Ah! So I had not, but thank you.
He's probably been sniped at some point by a Vindicator assassin.
That makes sense, then.
So they...
Right, let's... Yep. No. Okay. Can I build a Sacred Relic up here? I can only have one of those.
You can build as many of them as you want, I think.
Because then at least I can rebuild our... Like, because it's handy having the Librarians to have that, like, infiltration detection stuff. Right, guys, let's not follow them. Actually, let's basically have you guys...
I think if we just leave a Dreadnought there, he'll smash those guys to bits.
Yeah. Oh, we've lost an Assault Terminator. Well, these guys can reinforce them faster than they die, quite frankly.
Ha! That's it, run into the missiles, Sentinel!
Yeah, the Dreadnought should be enough, so I'll load these guys back into the relay.
Brilliant.
And then Dreadnought has arrived, wonderful, and has my Servitor arrived. Let's actually finish this thing off. And if I leave a Servitor there, that should be fine. Right.
Oh, that Titan.
Lord! They've gone to sleep forever.
There just aren't any pieces of them left.
No, they've been instant gibleted.
Now,
even
you'll
worse.
notice that the Titan cannon has a recharge time, which is visible on the right-hand corner of your screen.
2 minutes nearly, minute and a half even.
Right. Should we make a play then and just smash the artillery batteries and we'll take it from there?
I think so, yeah. It's just I want to leave the... In fairness, with them firing off that Titan weapon...
The artillery batteries don't take much beating.
No, I didn't think that would be the case, yeah.
They're not too strong. It's just mostly...
It's just moving to that negative cover's annoying, but... let's bring this other Predator up involved as well. I think, honestly, these turrets should be enough to hold this against the Curious.
Yeah, at least in...
build another Librarian as well, just to get that extra infiltration detection is nice.
At least for the time that we're going to be, holding this line.
Oh, they got some Basilisks here. Let's take these out.
In the tabletop version of the game, it's usually played in a 6x4 table. But historically, Basilisks, which are the heavy artillery that the Doctor is picking off piecemeal at the moment, they used to have a range of 10 feet, even though you only played at a 6x4 table.
I was thinking about this the other day when we were recording Infamous D&D, which if you haven't watched it, go and do so, that your obsession with, measuring presumably comes from your 40k background, that whereas most people I know play D&D on a grid, you play it not on a grid, but with a tape measure.
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly a convenience thing. So because I've got lovely terrain, which is to scale, and all my models are 28mm, I have the luxury of being able to play to scale. Whereas not everyone has that. It's much easier just to buy a grid and then draw on it or move your miniatures around on it. But yeah,
that's what we always did. Yeah,
it's very much a war games thing. Yeah, you're quite correct.
Because that's what I've heard about 40Ks. It's just a lot of maths and just measuring distances and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so
I assume these basically are the artillery battery, these Basilisks.
Yes, but there are two. There's a second one. Mm-hmm. I usually attack this position from the south. I usually walk through the negative cover. This is actually a much easier way to get there.
Oh, as in you from the bottom, the bottom of the map. It's confusing that the map is a diamond, and I've always... Right, how do you view it? Do you view it as that's north and that's south, or that's north and that's south?
The first, north being...
Yeah, that upper left face, edge of it, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a slightly confusing one. So yeah, you'd normally attack from the south.
Correct, exactly correct.
Now let's repair some of these. These bolter turrets are at least holding them there long enough.
I like the turrets because they allow me to move my men around a bit more, but they're one of the more overtly RTS elements of the game that breaks with the tabletop tradition a little bit for me.
Yeah, I can see that. So let's load these guys in there.
Oh, hang on, I think they may have set some vehicles after us, but...
What?
Oh, where our turrets are, but they seem to have won, it's fine.
Yeah, the fact they're in negative cover and the turrets have the high ground, Anakin, it's not going to be a problem. Right, where are my Terminators? They're in here somewhere, aren't they? Yep, cool. Right, let's have them go straight the fuck in and start smashing shit.
Now you're thinking with portals, Doctor. Which I had a cool revelation, because I was doing a bit of research for this game and just doing some thinking about stuff we could discuss on camera, but obviously as we talked about in the earlier episodes, 40k is directly inspired by a number of things, one of them being Frank Herbert's Dune novel.
Yeah.
And of course, the seminal RTS game is Dune 2000, the kind of Command and Conquer offshoot. It's considered one of the first true RTS games in the modern sense.
Yeah.
And I like that both the source material of 40k and the style of game in which we are engaged owes itself to Dune, to Frank Herbert's Dune.
Yeah.
That's it. We destroyed both batteries, I think.
Wonderful. I was thinking about Command and Conquer the other day because I think it's Red Alert or one of them.
I played the shit out of Red Alert.
Is that the one with Tim Curry in it?
Oh, it might be. I'm maybe thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of Wrath of Cain.
Certainly one of them has Tim Curry in it. And it's the source of probably one of my favourite bits of footage ever, because it's Tim Curry delivering a line, fantastically, don't get me wrong, but clearly absolutely trying his hardest not to completely crack up. I'll send a link to you for it because it's hilarious, because he basically goes, "I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. space. But like in between, like he says, hasn't been corrupted by capitalism, and then there's literally like 3 or 4 seconds of him like clearly trying to suppress, just bursting into laughter, and then he just goes space.
Yeah,
it's like, so good.
Spain, the first imperial power, but yeah.
Space, not Spain.
Oh, I see. I think it's Spain, as in like Spain basically invented capitalism, but.
Right, I think the librarians now.
I read recently that, unfortunately, like Tim Curry, he's not very well at all. He suffered a horrible stroke a few years ago.
Yeah, he's still.
He still does voice acting, I believe.
He still does voice acting, and he's still like able, like he attends the occasional convention stuff like that. But he's wheelchair bound and not in a great way. But his to put it delicately, his mind seems to be all right.
Oh,
basically.
good, excellent. I'm glad he can still do.
But I mean, he is also like probably nearly 80. So
I'm glad he can still get some work done. Tim Curry, good for him.
Indeed. It's probably would have been quicker to walk at this rate, but there we go.
Just because we've built a librarian, I shall now read from the Librarius discipline on page 34 of the Space Marines Codex. The Librarians are one of the Space Marine chapter's most mysterious institutions. It has members of the Librarians, warrior mystics and scholars who have spent decades mastering their psychic talent to lend their chapter great wisdom, as well as fearsome power in battle. Behind locked doors warded with pentagrammic and hexagrammic symbols, the Librarians thrum with strange activity. Space wizardry, in other words.
Yeah, I remember that was another thing I was reading about because I did some reading in between episodes. That's one of the weird things about the Blood Angels, Blood Ravens as well, is they have like an unusually high number of librarians as well.
Yes, precisely. So it's implied that they maybe have like traitorous origins, or there's something spooky going on with the Blood Ravens chapter, because they have way more librarians than anyone would otherwise have predicted. Yeah,
because they're not one of the because there's 2 legions that were like struck from the record after the Horus Heresy and stuff.
So they could.
They're not one of them, or they could be the remnants of one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they could easily be. It's left deliberately ambiguous, which
that's
like.
The weird thing with like a lot of the Horus Heresy stuff, when they're like, oh yeah, by the way, there are 2 legions that have been completely like they did something so horrific that no one talks about them ever, and it's like, and yet people still talk about Horus and stuff like that. And it's like, how bad do you have to be literally stricken from like the Imperial records entirely?
It's got to be pretty bad. There's a really lovely line in Prospero Burns, which is one of the really good Horus Heresy novels, where Leman Russ, the Primarch, the progenitor of the Space Wolves Legion, is talking to like a regular human who's kind of chronicling the stories and the wars that his Legion are fighting. And the chronicler is like appalled that Space Marines are now fighting Space Marines, and he goes, "This is the first time this has happened. This is monumentous. It's just galaxy breaking." And Russ just looks at him and says, "What makes you think this is the first time this has happened?" Implying that like the 2 legions which have been stricken from the records may have been destroyed or purged by other Space Marines.
Yeah. Right, we've got 70 seconds to make it across here, so
just push right the way across.
Yeah. There we go. Kill the Commissar guarding the 5th Company. Where's that? Oh, that's up here as well. Anyway.
So the 5th Company is like a company whose morale has kind of wavered a little bit. I'd move the cursor, like the location for these guys, beyond.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying. Don't worry.
I don't think everyone's going to get across.
We've got 60 seconds. We're fine. We've got 60 seconds. We've got a minute.
I only need 30, which is what I tell all my lovers.
Jesus. Right, let's deep strike these guys in who are ready. Terminators and other Terminators. Right, we're fine.
Quickly!
49 seconds. Bags of time.
I'd get them right off that rough earth and into
I'm getting them.
Concrete. There we go.
I should monster out of the negative cover. That'll probably be it, yeah.
I'm hoping so. So we lost a few Marines in the crossfire, but like everyone seems to be across there.
Yep.
Except Colin.
Except Thule is apparently going for a wander back into the danger zone.
I like to think
Brother Captain Kenny Loggins over here.
Very good. I like to think he's doubling back to make sure all of his men made it across.
That's perhaps the worst joke I've ever made.
I really liked it, actually.
It's 2 really specific references coinciding. I don't know if that's good or terrible.
The Emperor's servants is on your hands, Space Marine.
I'm okay with that.
So what you'll notice is we now have allied guardsmen.
Ah.
So the 5th Company, their morale was meant to be like a breaking point, and by killing their commissar, like their political officer, they've now just turned against their other their guardsmen and sided with the Space Marines.
I mean, that makes sense. I think that's what a lot of quite sensible people would do in this situation of, there's a fair few legions of Astartes moving towards you.
Yeah, I think I would side with the Space Marines. And the irony... Which
Like, when the alternative is fighting against the Space Marines.
Yeah, the great irony of this is that at the end of this mission, Thule recommends that all the guardsmen who stayed loyal are commended and they get medals, but the guys who turned traitor he has executed, even though they sided with him.
Jesus.
Because welcome to Space Marines.
Also, they're making like Predators and Chimeras and stuff. Wait, no, the Predator's mine. They make Chimeras.
They do. So what they'll do is they'll just perpetually spawn guardsmen who will attack the enemy's final base for us until we're ready to go help them.
Handy. Well, we're basically ready for that pretty soon, once I've taken this.
We'll need to get control of the Titan cannon, and we may also want to capture that relic so we can build a Land Raider.
Yeah. But we nearly got... We just need to take out these thermo generators, isn't it, that are running the Titan weapon.
Correct, but annoyingly there's loads and loads of mines as well, which our tanks will continually roll onto and explode. And apparently some Lehman Russ battle tanks up here as well.
Oh yeah. But we at least... Right, let's have Thule's unit take the relic. That feels nice and appropriate. Thule and his Grey Knights. And, call an orbital strike down there, why not? Oh, that does look good.
I am under attack.
Shut up, Tech Priest.
The Tech Priest is a really irritating voice.
Yep.
I am under attack!
We stand ready. My fate is my shadow.
There we go. We're in a strong position here, Doctor. I think we can close this off fairly quickly.
I agree.
And by that, of course, I mean to bring swift and glorious death to the Emperor's foes. I'm having such a good time.
Yeah. I mean, this must be a bit different to our usual ones. If you don't have to, struggle with any awkward controls, you're literally just have to sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, and I get to just talk about 40k, which is a subject that I love to talk about, and I feel I don't always talk about enough.
No, I'm assuming so. The blue ones on the map, must be our allies then now.
Yes, they are.
I think most of this group can actually head back towards this base.
Now,
quite frankly,
there's a strange thing. So if you head up to what we have regarded as the northeast corner of the map, if you pan towards the northeast, you can see that. Oh, scroll back slightly. So you see that kind of large barrier, the kind of ruins.
Yeah, here.
You cannot move vehicles through those ruins, only infantry. So you've got to take control of the Titan cannon and then move your vehicles through the channel to get to the
and come out here.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, I'm with you.
Which again, I like that the game makes terrain, it makes the battlefield a meaningful feature of the conflict. I like that.
I've always liked the kind of the slight cover options that are in this game and stuff like that have always been quite interesting for making it just a bit more dynamic.
To take control of the Titan cannon, we need to get a servitor up there to build a thermal plasma generator, a super plasma generator on the slag deposits, the little kind of...
Oh, is it not just enough to destroy theirs?
No, we need to destroy all theirs and build, I think, at least one of our own on it.
Oh, oh, there's a minefield there. Whoops. Oh well.
There's something very Stalingrad-esque about this city fight, which I think is quite deliberate.
Yeah, and the Titan cannon's got their kind of Gustav the railway gun feel to it.
Gustav's the largest gun ever built, isn't he? Like the German military weapon.
Yeah, that was literally needed its own set of 4 train tracks to be built specifically for it. Because they designed it so it works on a standard railway gauge, but it's so heavy it needs its weight to be spread over 4 tracks, which doesn't exist anywhere for obvious reasons. So
that's simply absurd.
It was accompanied by a crew of something like 200 engineers to basically lay tracks in front of it.
That's ridiculous.
Right. Take control of the Titan cannon. Yes, build your own thermoplasma generators. I will do exactly that.
Now, the game implies we have to build thermoplasma generators on all of those. We definitely do not.
Oh, just on one of them?
Just on one of them to take control of it.
Cool. Where's my forward servitors from here?
Oh no, we've lost the servitors. Shame we can't build more.
That's the closest one, but so it'll be... Oh no, we actually can't build more. That's hilarious.
Have we reached our limit of servitors?
Apparently we have. We'll just bring this over and see what happens.
Time for payback.
Why would we see Cockney?
It's strange, isn't it, that Governor Lukas Aleksander, who is the named commander for this regiment of Imperial Guardsmen, is very American, but all of his soldiers seem to be from London.
From East London, yeah.
I mean, that
very specifically.
That kind of fits in, the lower 40k, though, I guess. So, all of his soldiers could be conscripted from a particular world, and he could be a career officer who is from another world. So yeah, I guess
Well, yeah.
that
So
makes sense.
right, I guess my question is: so was Kronus nominally controlled by the Imperial Guard?
Yes, it is an.
So it could be. It could be in fact that these soldiers are drawn from Kronus.
I take that back. Actually, it might be that I think Kronus might be a Tau world. If we listen closely to some of the flavor text we're given later in the game, it might tell us. But
Yeah. Let's build ourselves a thermoplasma generator on here.
Under fire.
which will give us a crap ton of power, an ass ton of power.
I mean, not like we need it, because we're on 13,000 power and 64,000 requisition.
Yeah, after a certain point, the economy of this game just becomes a bit daft.
Yeah, it just becomes about, you know, the annoying time needed to rebuild units rather than actually the unit cost.
Yeah, as much as like I enjoy RTS games, in particular I enjoy this RTS game, but there are again some just RTS elements that don't really exist in any other game that slow my fun down.
Have you played Battle for Middle-earth much?
No.
I'll have to try that at some point.
Hey, viewership, we know a lot about Lord of the Rings. We like RTS games. If you'd like,
And I know a lot about Battle for Middle-earth. I played that a shit ton when I was younger.
I've never played
Ooh.
it. I love that, like when the tanks get hit by like a sufficiently heavy weapon, they rear back up.
Oh god, they didn't last long.
Yeah, Space Marine vehicles are just great. We should start laying our infantry up ready to go into the.
Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't put them in there because they can still be shot from there. Because the Bane.
I'm just having to I'll have to keep kind of moving them up. We may not even need the vehicle support necessarily.
We don't have a lot of anti-armor outside of the vehicles.
We have assault terminators who can teleport.
That'll do it, maybe, possibly.
Unfortunately, yeah. Now we don't quite have, you know, the.
Maybe we do need to build thermoplasma generators on everything.
Cool.
Because we should get an ability to fire the. Once we've built enough of them, we can fire the Titan cannon ourselves. Click on our thermoplasma generator.
Yeah, it's built.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
look,
there we go, yeah.
we can fire the Titan cannon. Just make sure we don't have anything in the trench.
I don't think we have anything in the trench. Well, we definitely don't anymore. If we did have anything in the trench, there it goes. Oh, the humanity.
It does mean that we control it, so we can just send our vehicles with impunity along
I actually just
along
want
the
to heal
trench.
them up a little bit first. But I'll get everyone else kind of largely ready in here. Because at least this is heavy cover, at least, so we can hold here for quite some time.
Oh yeah. No, the Bane Blade is being a bit of a pain, but
More like a pain blade, am I right?
very good. Brilliant. Did you just teleport something there?
Yeah, teleporting the assault terminators. They'll make light work
I
of the Bane
don't
blade.
think they will.
Well, we're going to find that out then. That sounds like a job for science.
Yes, we'll conduct an empirical investigation, shall we?
Exactly. No payback. None of that. Quite frankly, even without the vehicle support, we've still got a decent force here.
It's one of the drawbacks of this game I found. Like, I just want to sit and watch this, but of course, if I was playing it, I would need to like keep track of everything and make sure that the stuff was all in the right place.
Well, see, this is the joy of having you in your current position, where you don't have to worry about that. You just can sit back and watch the cinematic play out.
If we click Thule's hammer ability, so like if you go to Thule and then activate hammer, like
Oh, is that like a morale boosty thing?
damage boost,
Oh, much better.
and then we might as well call in the orbital bombardment.
Can the orbital bombardment hit allies?
Oh, definitely it can.
Okay, then let's maybe not call that in quite yet.
Yeah, acceptable losses. Brothers, heed my commands. Are you familiar with the concept of danger close?
Alright, there's some of them moving up, so let's take them out. This should be good.
Oh, can we zoom in and watch them?
Oh, they've
that's
gone to
cool.
sleep forever.
Atomized.
Right, that's still repairing those predators.
predators
Bring one of the predators up.
They have so much health.
Yeah.
Is that Baneblade still going?
No, it must be gone. No, it's gone by now. Yeah. Nope, we're good. Something shelling me from here by the looks of it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a Demon Russ.
Watch, there's a lot of stuff beyond that point, so I think we're... Maybe I would advise getting our vehicles there, but we didn't seem to need them before, so why would we need them now?
I'm getting them over slow. There's no harm in it.
This has gone much better than our initial attempts to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what it's like when we actually have to face Tau again, but until then...
Or we could just not fight them and hope that one of the AI finishes them off, which is...
That is an option.
That's not unrealistic.
But actually, we're having a rough
our
one here. Let's pull them back.
Yeah, I think there's
No, quickly. Hold up. I think I may have lost my assault terminators. Nope, there we go.
Oh, all we need is one of them to get... There we go.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we go. We just feed them. All those guardsmen can go and fight the scary space mutants.
Yeah. Actually, we've got space for another dreadnought, which we should probably take. You
can build dreadnoughts directly from the orbital relay.
True, I can.
Or can we build a Land Raider?
We can build a Land Raider. Can we deep strike a Land Raider? That's the question, because that's the issue. We've got to get a Land Raider out there.
No, we cannot deep strike a Land Raider.
So I should probably build one at least for my forward base. And then I was like, oh, he's got to cross the canyon. I was like, yeah, but that's fine, because I drive the canyon now. Speaking of which, let's fire that off. And let's watch these guys have a rough time. Oh, there they go. That's deeply satisfying. Like, I genuinely, the kind of like, the cinematic side of me loves having the options to just like, the fact that you can actually bring the camera in like really flat and close.
Yeah,
and, like,
it looks
I've got a
very
hell of a
cool.
lot of camera control, and I'm deeply enjoying that. I really am.
It's very, very cool. I think this is certainly the most fun I've had, like playing game. Well, with the exception of the Helm's Deep incident, this might be the most fun I've had playing games on the channel.
Well, I mean, you're not even playing games. That's the joy of it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, observing games on the channel.
And you're still loving it, which is a good sign.
I'll have a look through my rulebook and see if I can find some more cool 40k lore to bust out for us as you ready the final assault.
Yeah, I'm basically just going to make sure everyone here is fully reinforced and everything.
Your wise counsel belies your years.
The chaplain sounds really angry.
Oh, he's so angry. Huh?
That's kind of his thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's find out about him. I can certainly tell us more about chaplains, because I'm always a little bit fuzzy on what exactly their role is. So let's have a look.
I've come across, in the books I've read so far, I've come across a grand total of 1.
They're very rare in the Horse Heresy because
yeah, the
10,000
Erebus
years
is the
in
only one I've
past.
come across, and he's maybe he's doing some dodgy stuff.
Oh, Erebus is definitely a traitor.
Yeah, that's the last we've heard of him, was he was doing treachery.
Here we go, we've got some context for the chaplains. A chapter's reclusium is a hallowed place. Reverent silence is punctuated only by chaplains chanting liturgies and administering rites and the gentle footfalls of robe-wearing serfs. Shrines line its alcove walls dedicated to fallen heroes, the chapter's primarch, and holy relics from the Brotherhood's glorious history. It is a place of immense cultural and spiritual significance to a Space Marines chapter. So, here we go. Chaplains are as grim in appearance as they are in character. They wear skull-faced death masks that are clad in archaic ornate armour, the shade of blackest night, adorned with purity seals, devotional pennants, and holy tokens of battle. There we go. Arguably the most distinctive aspect of a chaplain's badges of office is his Crosium Arcanum, a devastating type of power weapon. It crackles with an intense disruption field.
Nice.
A space mace, in other words.
Yeah, I was going to say. Crozier is more like a staff.
Crosius Arcanum, yeah.
Right, let's move forward.
This is, I think, their final stronghold, so if we can get in and just smash everything, we'll basically won.
I mean, we're at maximum beans, so...
Maximum beans.
To use the technical term.
I love that in Thule's report back to the Chapter Master, he's like, yes, Commander, we pushed forward with maximum beans.
Beanus Maximus, as they say. Oh, some Ogrins have snuck in behind us, the little bastards.
If we just hold there for a second.
Yeah.
Once the gun line kind of spools up, everything around it tends to die.
That is how it's basically working. That's the joy of the heavy bolters, you know. And I'm just keeping my... I like that it gives you view... like, you can view along now the whole Titan canyon, that we can see if anyone is moving there.
I really like it. What I dislike is that the button to fire the cannon is tied to...
You've got to go and find a thermoplasma generator, yeah.
Exactly, which is not ideal.
No, it'd be easier if there was like a thing up here or somewhere like... Well, next to that thing that tells you how many relics you control. That could just be it, but no.
Correct.
Wow, we are not fucking around here.
Yeah, they've got a lot... That's a lot of Marines. Just a lot of power armor.
We are losing some, but not a lot. And slow, and we're losing not as fast as I can reinforce, so that's what matters.
There we go. I found it a little bit I didn't know it was in the Space Marine Codex, but the Blood Ravens get a short entry in the Space Marine Codex that I'm holding in my hand. So, the Blood Ravens originate from an unknown founding of an unknown gene sire. They have operated as a solely fleet-based chapter ever since the loss of their home planet. Their own records have been expunged, and the ones kept by the Ordo Malleus are sealed. Perhaps because of this, the Blood Ravens' hunger for knowledge are particularly obsessive about discovering the truth behind their creation.
I guess that explains why they're always looking for ancient lore and stuff like that, because they're literally looking for their own backstory.
Yeah, I like that for like our player chapter. I also really like their color scheme. The kind of like bleached bone shoulder pads and the kind of the deep red is really cool to me.
Oh, bleached bone using the proper Citadel terminology as well. Nice.
Yeah, like I paint with these paints.
True. Yeah, fair.
You have some Warhammer miniatures, don't you, Doctor?
Yeah, I use them occasionally in D&D stuff. I got some Slugger Boys kicking around. I've got some various types of Tyranids. Got some Gaunts, some Gene Stealers, and a Hive Tyrant. That's usually my go-to. I need a boss miniature for D&D. D&D is what the Hive Tyrant is cracked out for.
But I don't know Tyranids in this game.
Don't have it anymore, but I did have a Hammerhead gunship, a Tau one.
Oh, in the upcoming, like, because we're about to destroy that base, now we're going to get the
closing cutscene. Oh, wonderful. Goodbye, General Lukas Aleksander.
Governor General Lukas Aleksander.
Not anymore, he's not.
Yeah, he does go out swinging, which I like. He has courage even unto the last. Look at all our Marines, kicking ass and taking names. Doing what Space Marines do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, our Marines have more heavy bolters than these guys do.
Back much longer. We can't allow the Titan cannon to fall into their hands.
Too late.
Overload the core.
Overload the core. I love that this tech marine runs up and like the button to overload the core was apparently on the outside of the Titan cannon. Look at this bullshit.
That feels like a bad bit of design.
I feel that it's more like they didn't have the budget to do proper cutscenes.
I mean, yeah, these cutscenes are clearly just scripted versions of normal gameplay anyway.
Yeah, I kind of like. I suppose you could argue this is more immersive, but.
And it was 2004, yeah.
I think they do really well.
Right, time for you to read this. I will mute what your man's saying and you read this.
Here we go.
When the rewards of loyalty, when the Blood Ravens leveled the Governor Militant's palace in Victory Bray, they brought an end to the sad conflict within the Imperium. Both Captain Thule and Governor Aleksander were acting under orders of their superiors, and neither could back down when those orders brought them into conflict. Captain Thule and Chaplain Michaelis went so far as to praise the slain governor for his stalwart dedication to his orders. With his death, they arranged for the transport of the surviving guardsmen off-world. Most were sent towards the Segmentum Command with testimonials that they had done their regiment proud. The Blood Ravens were less forgiving to the rebellious guardsmen of the 5th Company. Although these men had shouted their loyalty to the Emperor's Angels of Death, upon the command of Commissar Jebbet, the Space Marines showed them no favour. Indeed, these guardsmen had taken up arms against their regiment, and the Blood Ravens judged them traitors to be executed.
Man, that's rough.
Welcome to 40k. Oh, look at that. We got all manner of war gear here.
Yeah, 2,000 kills. I suppose if there's any time you're going to get that, it's against Imperial Guard, where you can rack up 2,000 kills pretty quickly.
2,000 kills, it seems like a lot.
Even, how many? Well, I mean, each of the units in this game is probably, 10 guardsmen, at least 10 or 12?
At least 10 or 12, I think, maybe 15.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we'll only see more than that when we're up against Orks for the first time.
I really can't wait to fight the Orks, because they just die in droves. Oh, wonderful. So
is it worth going for some of the better armor pieces, or should we go for the bolt pistol or the demon hammer we can get?
I think given his... So keep him alive long enough that he can call in the orbital bombardments and stuff like that, I think we try and upgrade his health. The last thing we should upgrade is his ranged weapons, because those are basically pointless.
Yeah, so let's see. Well, let's just see. These all kind of do it, so let's basically see what looks cooler. So we've got greatly increases health and damage, and increases speed and health. Speed and health sounds pretty good, actually.
Now, conversely, you don't want to increase his speed until later, because he outruns the gun line that he's charging ahead of.
Fair. Then we'll probably give him... So I got health and damage, or greatly increases health. So let's see what looks... That's the pauldrons. They look very cool. And then we got the gauntlets.
I think we go for the pauldrons. They just look
I think
cool.
the pauldrons, yeah. I go for greatly increased health. He's basically not going to die anymore, is he?
I think something we started doing more recently was to build a bodyguard unit for him.
Yeah.
I think we should keep building him as bodyguard unit of Grey Knights. And we can talk more about Grey Knights in the next conflict. But for now, we should probably end this episode, Doctor.
We should. We managed to successfully, in only an hour and a half, take out the Imperial Guard fortress. So the Imperial Guard are now out of this game. So 1 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go.
I'm deeply concerned that like that Eldar unit is right next to our stronghold, but we'll worry about that next time. For surely the pediferous Eldar are no match compared with the Emperor's Angels of Death, the Space Marines.
I'll be doing this next time. Have a good one.